Warning: the following program may not be suitable for small children, some adults, a few senior citizens, many farm animals, and most household appliances.
I'd say my favorite position was doing the technical directing. At first, I was a little nervous to do it, just because it was a lot of moving parts, I guess. But once you started getting to the flow of it, it turned out to be one of my favorite positions. So it was a lot of fun to do a lot of the swapping and stuff. So
for me, it's probably like either sound or directing. Okay. Yeah, kind of like how just sound
audio
moves,
was fun too,
because you can transition everything, and yeah, felt important.
Me, it was Shadow. So basically, you're just helping the director, and it was more just like, all right, if he needs you, usually he would ask you something. So I was the one putting up the music, and then he would play it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really fun.
Good shadow director. He's really good.
Realistically, I kind of acted like the director, and he.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great. He
yeah.
would, if I missed a shot or something, he'd like go to camera 3 or go to camera 2. It was like a well-oiled machine. It worked really well, really well.
Mine would probably be directing. It was so fun when you got to control like what you saw, and like trying to make it look neater and having the right cameras that you wanted and stuff.
For me, cameras probably, because you have the freedom to move them around and do funny shots sometimes, like the one with the sandal of the granny, like in the floor, or the mic,
Sock hop, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Mine was Chester's side pocket. It made it easier to get into the character with the mustache, and I didn't feel like myself as much, and I really liked that part of it.
I like playing presidential candidate Skip Kensington the most. The first 2 characters I played, we were still kind of fleshing out the show, and I was super uncomfortable, so I didn't really feel like I did the best job. But then by the time we got there, I was a lot more comfortable and it was easier.
Yeah, going off of that, where she said she didn't feel like herself with the mask, I feel like with the gorilla thing, I just had to do oohs and ahs, and then nobody knew. I mean, you couldn't tell I was in it because I had a mask on. So I feel like that was the easiest, but the funnest, I guess, was maybe, I think the episode with Rex Raddington and Chef Boy, Are You Hungry? Because we had a back and forth, arguing with each other.
All right.
Yeah.
It was challenging doing the rolling credits. It's hard to figure out. Once I figured it out, it was really easy, but it kind of took me a while to figure that out.
Well, really, with all of the characters, especially I want to say episode 3, whenever we did the shampoo stuff, we had. I knew we had to get rid of one of the characters, and we were going to get rid of Curly McTwist, the shampoo person. But so she was supposed to lose the first game, but nobody answered any of the questions. And she was the only one that had a point at the end. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how we're going to do that. But eventually we were just like, okay, we got to get rid of her. But that one, a lot of this different stuff with that, playing off of those different characters, it kind of came through. I actually, in that particular one, I was really kind of frustrated myself, because I was like, come on guys, somebody has to get one of these questions right. And as a dad, it was dad jokes, and I'm like, you guys don't know these? I mean, I knew every one of them. So.
Isn't that the one where Tabitha said R the whole time because she was a pirate?
I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one it was. Well, and that particular one too, I fully expected her to say R at the end, because I asked her, what was the 18th letter of the alphabet, and I was fully expecting her to say R, and she said 7, and it threw me for a loop.
Oh, I thought that was scripted.
No. Because that wasn't actually in there. That wasn't in the script at all.
You're just desperate.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. So I said it'll be funny whenever she says R to it, but she said 7.
Probably some of the first episodes, just because, people have said it before, but we didn't really know what we were doing. And so trying to make a recap that fit the premise of the show and also like gave you an idea of like, okay, this happened, let's move on. That was kind of difficult, but as they went on, it got easier.
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning we were constricted to like say a certain thing or do a certain thing, but then towards the end, we could just do whatever we wanted, you know.
I think we started off in the class kind of just having a class-wide brainstorming session, and then we came up with different ideas, ran different title names, and we just kind of shot off each other for the first couple weeks, I think. And then once we got the idea settled on, we split into two different teams. We had a writing team, a graphics team. Graphics did all the graphics that you see on the screen, the motion graphics and the intro, and then the writing team came up with the script and figured out camera movements and everything like that.
Okay, basically every week, Monday, we would just talk about ideas for either games or characters, and then by the end of the class, we would kind of have like a rough draft of like who they were and what we wanted them to do and like their personalities. And then from there, I was in charge mainly of doing the script, so then after that, like I would just, it was kind of in the beginning stages, it was a little bit difficult because I would have to like type everything out, but then I would just like copy and paste everything and then just switch out names and switch out game names and like stuff like that. Yeah.
I had fun. It was a lot of fun for me. Y'all are so creative, super creative. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing all of this. It was a good time.
Nah, Tori got it. You know, yeah, he said everything I was gonna say.
Yeah, really did.
Yeah. It's really fast paced. Even for I guess this small of a studio, it's still like go. You got to be moving and something always goes wrong. It's like without fail, it's always something you have to fix, which is funny because everybody will always say there's always something that goes wrong, but it's true. Like it's really true. Something always goes wrong.
Yeah, we learn how to troubleshoot.
Yeah, learn how to troubleshoot.
Yeah. And also like with the cameras, especially like you learn how to like kind of change what people are watching, like subtle zooms, just moving around a little bit, just adds a lot of character to everything.
Yeah, I'd say Grandma Gladys was my favorite. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think that was.
I liked Al too.
No, honestly, yeah, Al Haverby was probably the best character.
I liked how Al seemed like a tiny bit frustrated whenever. When the show wasn't going his way, and it was like a perfect mix with the characters in Al. It was really good. I like that. Al and Grandma Gladys got to be my favorite. I had a lot of fun, and I'm just impressed with how creative the bachelor class was. Those episodes were so good. I had so much fun doing it, and I enjoyed like having that sock hop song. That's like a little, that's like a inside joke just for us, and it's cool. It's fun to have that. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there something else that the bachelor students could do better, like the next class that's coming up, that would help out the associates level?
I think maybe integrating communication between the two classes. And it's kind of hard because you're spending so much of your time on Monday prepping it, and then Wednesday you have to execute. So it's like, how do you write the show but also communicate it as it's being written to the other class?
Right.
But as much communication as you can have, or even just like students talking to other students in the other class, the more of that you have, the better it'll make the show.
I think the biggest challenge was making sure that the characters fit together per episode.
Yeah, thinking of all the details, because we would have an idea, but then like when you actually think it through, they're like, oh, we have gaps here and here, so you need to figure out more things and more detail so that when the day comes, when things go wrong, not everything goes wrong. So
I think for what it was, we had enough time because it was pretty simple ideas and it's all improv anyway. There were some times where it's like, you know, maybe I would have liked a little bit more time to prepare, but for the most part, I think it was kind of maybe the perfect amount of time. I don't know, what do you guys think?
It seemed like we needed more time before the show, but actually it ended up working out pretty well because most of it was improv.
Yeah, I feel like most of the like whether it came to Chef Boy Are You Hungry and other things like that, like I came up with the ideas of what I wanted them to be like right before filming. So I don't know, like maybe it would have been better if I had more time to like flesh out things, but I think it worked out in the end.
Probably just time management overall. I think managing, it was kind of difficult, especially working with the other class. They can't really do what they need to do until we do what we need to do. And, you know, doing it in class time on Monday, you know, you're having to come up with everything so that you can put it all down on paper by Tuesday and have it ready to go by Wednesday. So I think just kind of managing that was probably the difficult thing overall.
I feel like for me, it was a lot of things. I mean, it was pretty difficult, like, I guess with the script, like putting everything together before Wednesday every week. And then I think like actually filming, like making sure things went right. I feel like most of the times things didn't go right, but it worked out, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I think that knowing that it's a process from the beginning, like, lets you have the freedom to try stuff and know that it's going to improve.
Right.
And also it leads to the kind of, once you get to episode 8, the dissatisfaction for the early stuff. But that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because you're proud of where you got to the finish line. Yeah. My recommendation would be, as you're figuring out, like, as you're trying things, don't be afraid to ask for more. So more things like, how do we bring in the green screen? How can we implement more camera movements? I want to do this, how can we do that? And that drives us as instructors to have to solve some of those problems. It's stuff that we may know, it's stuff that we may have to go research, but like, that's good for the team. Makes us better instructors, because now we know how to do picture-in-picture, and we know how to do mix effects and, you know, all those things more conveniently outside of just knowing it exists.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask for how can we make this better? I want to do this, how do we do it?
So recognize that you have a lot of agency, a lot of creative control. And yeah, just speak your ideas out and see what's possible to make. And on top of that, just immerse yourself in the content. So really fall in love with whatever role you have. Try to understand it on a deeper level. You know, if you're going to be a camera op, how can you really make your camera movements look cool or look engaging? I kind of applied that to every role you're in.
But even when we shot the first like episode, I feel like we didn't know what it was until like we just kept doing it. We kept like building on the idea.
I also liked the lower thirds. The first episode, they were pretty terrible, and I didn't know that until seeing them on the episode, watching it in review. But the revised design I think looked a lot better, and the fish swimming across I thought was cool. I only wish that I could have spent a little bit more time figuring out how to make it look a little bit smoother, but other than that, I think they were pretty cool. As others have said before, definitely Grandma Gladys.
Yeah, Grandma or Grandpa.
That was the one that made me break character very badly.
I feel like, I don't know, I think things became easier. I think towards the end, like with writing everything, like the writing group, we were like, oh, like how are we gonna come up with more ideas? But I don't know, I think like things were just getting easier. I feel like we were spending less time on like coming up with characters and games, because we kind of knew what we wanted in a way.
Yes, actually, I really like to use the camera because like you could put your own little spin on it if you wanted to like move the camera a certain way, kind of like show a different side that the other cameras most likely didn't have. I just feel like it was the most like freedom choice one. So
I like the script for direction, but the memorization of it was difficult for me, so I definitely like the improv. Coming up with the characters was actually one of my favorite parts because it showed a lot of creativity from the team, not only like picking the costumes, but the personalities and making it interesting. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun,
Yeah,
and it was fun to see what y'all came up with the next episode, because after y'all did a few of them, I was like, what other ideas could you have? And you still came up with more, and they were so funny.
Yeah, it was so fun. Like the fact that you all came with a script like that, or you know your characters, and just got into them was really awesome. Like Josh, man, he did like a spelling contest in the first episode. I don't know how he did that word, but that was something, man.
Yeah, I was technically on the graphics team, but I was mainly in charge of editing the last episode and creating the recaps, and that was pretty fun. Rewatching everything and laughing to myself.
And of course, everybody's favorite was Grandma Gladys, and really any of the ones that Lavon did, just because she was just so.
She really committed.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she did.
Shout out Curly McTwist.
Yeah, Curly McTwist, the shampoo, and yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa are my favorite, but I'd throw in the birthday clown, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was funny too.
The pasta Jesus, that was good too. Yeah. Never trust a shark with a bow tie. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, more camera movements, directing was really cool experience. I never done that before. It was really stressing, but it's fun. You know, and the fact of collaborating with everybody, it's just awesome.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that. Just learning everything in the control room and out here was pretty fun.
Getting comfortable with the different positions. Like, once you do them a few times, you're like, okay, I got it. Don't be scared to try something new.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
one.
I was terrified of directing. Terrified. I was stressing and I was like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make the wrong camera movement or put it on the wrong camera. And then I did it and it was perfect.
Huge disappointment. No, just.
That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Goal number 1, he got across the finish line. I have something to grade, we have something to learn from, like the fact that the two classes collaborated so well with, the bachelor's class focusing on the content, the AS class focusing on the execution, the technical parts and pieces of pulling it off. It's really inspiring to see that kind of functionality across the program.
Just the filming itself, the sort of chaotic, never know what's going to happen, just the fun of the actual episodes was, I think I'm going to miss that part of it. I'm not going to miss writing it, and I'm not going to miss trying to figure out what we're going to come up with characters and games and whatnot, but I am going to miss the fun of all of the class being together and just making this fun show. It was a lot of fun to do. Don't be afraid to try stuff. I mean, that's kind of what everybody was saying was, this, when we go into this, it's kind of like we start off thinking, all right, this is, we're doing this for a national broadcast, but, knowing that this is really just kind of for us, and it's kind of it's a learning process. That's the whole point of it, was to learn how to work the equipment, learn what to do, learn how to create or make a show. Messing around with it, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Don't be afraid to try something new.